I just wanted to tell you guys something real quick. The other day I was multitasking and I was watching Smackdown, which is usually the best show of the two. Okay. And let me just tell you a couple things from that show. Smackdown, bro, the opening was super long. It had Alexa Bliss in this talk show with Nikki Cross, and they're trying to do that two different personalities,
split personality thing.
Yeah, like one's, like they're very different,
Right.
Like when they would put Austin with Shawn Michaels, and like they're doing now with Matt Riddle. I don't know if you've seen in NXT and Aleister Black.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually funnier because they'll use weed references like to be very blunt, and stuff like that. Anyways, so during this opening segment, which was not good, they were talking about high school crushes or TV crushes. Carmella came out. Then Bayley came out. It was long, drawn out, not entertaining. I think the match had a commercial break. It wasn't that good. Super long segment. Then Naomi came out to not that big of a pop. She was sporting like this reddish afro, which I looked dope and was in great shape, but it was just a real long segment and it wasn't good. Then they had Sheamus come out and he beat Shorty G and Cruz. What was Shorty G's original name?
Chad Gable.
All right. Well, the minute they call you Shorty G, shit's not going to go good for you. You know what I'm saying? So this guy came out here, Sheamus, and he just beat Shorty G and Cruz. Not that they're doing anything with them, but you couldn't beat them individually. I mean, he just went out there and squashed both of them, basically, What was the other thing? Oh, then they had this thing with Hogan, like at his store, and he's basically warning the Fiend about Goldberg. Fiend was great. Hogan was so-so. Then they had Cesaro and Zayn come out there with a little guitar, and Cesaro had either like a cowbell or a triangle and was going overboard. Like, remember when Will Ferrell did that on Saturday Night Live? When they were going, too much cowbell, too much cowbell. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. So they were kind of doing that. That was brutal until Braun Strowman came out. Still was brutal. I think the best thing on the show was Otis, who was going to date Mandy Rose because it was Valentine's Day. And he had like these flowers, and he's in a restaurant, and he's kind of practicing what to tell her, and he's nervous. And just as he's about to sit down with her, Dolph Ziggler shows up. Okay, so Dolph ends up having Valentine's dinner with her, and then he's got these flowers, and he's really sad, and he throws them on the floor, and the whole crowd goes, "Aw!" So that's like a slow burn that they know is working,
right?
And so. Reminds me a little bit of what we were doing in Mexico with Burger Boy and Big Mommy and Lady Maravilla. And then at the end, they had this match between Roman Reigns and Bryan against Morrison and Miz. The match wasn't even that good. And I don't know why Miz and Morrison are losing when they're going to be challenging New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. So that was weird to me. That show was not good. And it usually is, okay? Like one good thing on the show, the Otis thing.